All right, in this video, we're going to be talking about what is a condensing unit. Let's get into it.
Mechanics for non-mechanics.
So your condensing unit is the AC unit outside of your residential home, okay? Your air handler is the inside unit, and this is your outside unit. So your condenser or condensing unit has a condenser coil. If you see inside there, there's a coil that wraps around. See it from the inside? That coil wraps around, okay, the whole outside of this unit. And that coil is where you get your heat exchange, okay? So basically, when this unit is running, that fan is moving around, okay, in this case, and it's pushing air. In this case, it would be clockwise. It's pushing air out the top, but it's pulling air from the sides, okay? So it pulls air from the sides, and then it pushes air out the top. And that has to do with the heat exchange that's going on with your coil. So inside your coil, there is refrigerant, and that refrigerant is, say, maybe around 120 degrees. And so even though the air is hot outside, the brain's about to come down, so let's see if I can get this done. Even though the air may be hot outside, 90 degrees, it's still cooler than the refrigerant. And so when it pulls that air in, at 90-degree air in, across that 120-degree refrigerant coil, the heat is going to go from the 120 degrees to that 90-degree air, and it's going to shoot out the top. And that's why the air coming out the top is going to feel warm. If it feels super hot, you have an issue with your condenser, needs to be clean. Check that video out to do that. All right, so this big box out here, we know we have a coil there. We have a condenser fan motor right here. If you want more info on the condenser fan motor, check out that video. So this fan is pushing warm air out the top, okay? And then below that, you have a compressor, okay? So that thing with rust on top there, that's a compressor, okay? And the compressor is the heart of the system. That's what gives you cold air, okay? That's what pushes that air and compresses. The unit had just kicked on. It's now running. Let me shut it off because it's going to be too loud. So I'm going to go over here to the breaker, which is another part of your whole system out here. You have your disconnect or breaker. And then outside, you're also going to have your drain line, okay? And this is where the water drips outside. And this is actually a P-trap, okay? And that's where the water drips outside, coming from your evaporator coil from inside. And the water drips outside. Okay, if we come in here, this is our panel. I took off the screws. Again, make sure that the power is off, okay? If we come in here, we have a contactor, okay? This is a contactor. If you want to know what a contactor is, check out that video there. And we have a capacitor, okay? If you look up here, you can see the other side of the capacitor, and it looks like there's a little lizard that has given its life on my capacitor. But anyways, so the capacitor as well sits inside, okay, of this panel. And we actually have two capacitors in this case. This one is for the condenser fan motor, okay, up here. And then this capacitor is for the compressor that was below it. Some people have what's called a dual run capacitor, where they will have both on one capacitor, okay? If you want more information on capacitors, check out that video right there. And so yeah, that's about it. The majority of the stuff in the outside unit is your contactor, okay, and your capacitors, and your condenser coil, and your condenser fan motor, and your compressor. Hey, if you want to know how an air handler works, which is the inside part of your air conditioning system, click on that video right there. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so we can let you know anytime we come out with a new video.